The NHL season is well underway, with 11 trades already made and significant contract extensions for top players like Igor Shesterkin, Jake Oettinger, Alexis Lafreniere, and Linus Ullmark. Several high-profile players, including Mikko Rantanen, Mitch Marner, John Tavares, and Brock Boeser, are still eligible for extensions, and more trades are expected as teams make moves for a Stanley Cup run or their long-term future. The December holiday roster freeze, the 4 Nations Face-Off in February, and the trade deadline in early March are key dates to watch. Here's a rundown of recent transactions. December 14th, the St. Louis Blues acquired veteran defenseman Kim Fowler from the Anaheim Ducks. In exchange, the Blues sent minor league defenseman Jeremy Bykabutika and a 2027 second-round pick to Anaheim. The Ducks will retain 38.5% of Fowler's remaining salary. This trade comes after the Ducks acquired defenseman Jacob Trouba from the Rangers. December 13th, the New York Islanders placed Oliver Wahlstrom and Pierre-Engel forward on waivers after Matt Barzal and Anthony Duclair returned to practice. Wahlstrom, a 2018 first-round pick, has underperformed with 4 points in 27 games. The Minnesota Wild also claimed defenseman Travis Dermott off waivers from the Edmonton Oilers. December 12th, Vancouver Canucks forward JT Miller returned from personal leave and had 2 assists in his first game back. Miller, a key player for Team USA in February's 4 Nations Face-Off, had missed time since November 19th. The Anaheim Ducks also announced that Travis Zegras will miss 6 weeks due to knee surgery. December 10th, after 14 seasons in the NHL, defenseman Kevin Shattenkirk announced his retirement. He won a Stanley Cup with the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2020 and played for several teams, including the Colorado Avalanche, St. Louis Blues, and Washington Capitals. December 9th, the Colorado Avalanche acquired goalie Mackenzie Blackwood from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for forward Givani Smith and a draft pick. Blackwood will help bolster the Avalanche's goaltending after a shaky start to the season from Alexander Georgiev. December 6th, the New York Rangers made headlines by trading captain Jacob Trouba to the Anaheim Ducks and extending goalie Igor Shesterkin to an 8-year deal, making him the highest-paid goalie in the league. The Rangers also received defenseman Urho Vakanainen and a 2025 fourth-round pick from Anaheim. December 5th, the Chicago Blackhawks fired head coach Luke Richardson after a disappointing start to the season. The team brought in Anders Sorensen from the AHL as interim head coach. December 4th, Dallas Stars forward Tyler Seguin will undergo hip surgery and is expected to miss 4 to 6 months. Seguin, who had been having a strong season, will be out for most of the regular season and possibly the playoffs. November 30th, the Minnesota Wild acquired defenseman David Jiricek from the Columbus Blue Jackets for Demon Hunt and draft picks. Jiricek, a 2022 first-round pick, will report to the Wild's AHL team. November 30th, the Colorado Avalanche traded backup goalie Justus Noonan to the Nashville Predators in exchange for Scott Wedgwood. Wedgwood will join the Avalanche as a backup after a tough start to the season for the team's goaltenders. November 25th, Carolina Hurricanes goalie Pyotr Kochetkov entered concussion protocol after a freak injury involving teammate Sean Walker. This leaves the Hurricanes without both of their top goalies, as Frederik Andersen is recovering from knee surgery. November 25th, the Pittsburgh Penguins acquired forward Philip Tomasino from the Nashville Predators. Tomasino, who had struggled this season, provides depth for the Penguins' bottom 6. November 24th, the St. Louis Blues fired coach Drew Bannister and hired Jim Montgomery, who was let go by the Boston Bruins earlier in the season. The Blues struggled under Bannister, winning just 9 of 22 games. November 23rd, Minnesota Wild forward Kirill Kaprizov missed a game against the Calgary Flames due to a lower body injury after a knee-on-knee collision with Edmonton Oilers' Drake Caggiula. Kaprizov's injury is not severe, and he was back at practice. November 22nd, the Vegas Golden Knights signed forward Brett Howden to a 5-year contract extension. Howden, who has 8 goals this season, provides depth for the Golden Knights' bottom 6. November 21st, Carolina Hurricanes goalie Frederik Andersen is expected to miss another 8 to 12 weeks after knee surgery. This marks the 4th consecutive season that Andersen has missed significant time due to injury. November 19th, Vancouver Canucks forward JT Miller was placed on indefinite personal leave, though the team has not provided further details. Miller was second in team scoring and a key player for the Canucks. November 19th, the Boston Bruins fired head coach Jim Montgomery after a poor stretch of games. Associate coach Joe Sacco will take over as interim head coach. November 19th, Washington Capitals' Alex Ovechkin is week-to-week with a lower leg injury, temporarily putting his pursuit of Wayne Gretzky's goal record on hold. November 18th, New York Islanders defenseman Mike Riley was diagnosed with a heart condition and will be out indefinitely after a procedure. Riley had been sidelined with a concussion before the condition was discovered. More trades, injuries, and signings are expected as the season progresses. Teams are adjusting to these changes as they aim for playoff contention or rebuild for the future. November 18th, Sabres send down Devin Levi, Sharks call up Yaroslav Askarov. The Buffalo Sabres have sent 22-year-old goalie Devin Levi to the American Hockey League, AHL, for some much-needed playing time. Levi has struggled recently, surrendering 17 goals in his last 4 starts. The Sabres will now rely on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and recently reacquired James Reimer as their goalie tandem. Meanwhile, the San Jose Sharks have called up their highly touted goalie prospect, Yaroslav Askarov, after his strong AHL performance, where he posted a 6-3 record and a 1.92 goals against average. Askarov was acquired in an off-season trade from the Nashville Predators. This move comes after Sharks goalie Vitek Vanecek left Saturday's game with an injury. Additionally, the NHL has rescheduled the Carolina Hurricanes Tampa Bay Lightning game, initially postponed due to Hurricane Milton, for January 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Philadelphia Flyers goalie Samuel Ayer's son was also placed on injured reserve with a lower body injury. November 15th, Avalanche's Valeri Nichushkin returns from suspension. Colorado Avalanche forward Valeri Nichushkin returned to the lineup after serving a 6-month suspension. The suspension under Stage 3 of the NHL/NHLPA Player Assistance Program followed a personal matter. Nichushkin, who scored 28 goals in 54 games last season, is a key offensive contributor for the Avalanche. His return is a boost as the team also saw forwards Jonathan Drouin and Miles would return from injury. In other news, the Vegas Golden Knights signed defenseman Brayden McNabb, their franchise leader in games played, to a 3-year extension averaging $3.65 million annually. November 13th, Sabres claimed James Reimer off waivers. The Buffalo Sabres have claimed goalie James Reimer off waivers, bringing him back to where he initially signed as a free agent in the summer. Reimer had previously been claimed by the Anaheim Ducks, but was placed on waivers after John Gibson's return from injury. Reimer had struggled in Anaheim with a 4.50 goals against average. The Sabres are dealing with an injury to their number 1 goalie, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, though his status for Thursday's game remains unclear. Boston Bruins will be without defenseman Hampus Lindholm 4 weeks after he sustained a lower body injury while blocking a shot. November 12th, Capitals reacquire Lars Eller in trade with Penguins. The Washington Capitals have brought back center Lars Eller from the Pittsburgh Penguins, a player familiar with the team after spending 7 seasons in Washington and winning the Stanley Cup in 2018. The Capitals received Eller in exchange for a 2027 third-round pick and a 2025 fifth-round pick. This trade reflects the Penguins' efforts to shake up their roster after a slow start to the season. The Penguins want to give more ice time to their younger players, and Eller's departure will allow that. In other moves, the Winnipeg Jets claimed goalie Kaapo Kähkönen off waivers from the Colorado Avalanche and loaned him to their AHL affiliate. November 11th. Flames Anthony Mantha to have season-ending surgery. Calgary Flames forward Anthony Mantha will undergo season-ending ACL surgery after suffering a knee injury on November 5th. Mantha, who had 7 points in 15 games this season, signed a one-year contract in the offseason. Had he not been injured, he could have been a trade target during the season. In other injury news, the Colorado Avalanche placed goalie Kaapo Kähkönen on waivers. Kähkönen had previously been claimed from the Winnipeg Jets. November 9th. Penguins recall Tristan Jarry from AHL. The Pittsburgh Penguins recalled goalie Tristan Jarry from his conditioning stint in the AHL after a rough start to the season. In 3 games with the Penguins, Jarry posted a 5.37 goals against average and a .836 save percentage. His AHL numbers, however, were much better, 2.16 GA and .926 save percentage. The Penguins will hope Jarry can return to form as they work through a tough stretch. Also, Philadelphia Flyers rookie Matvei Michkov, who was NHL Rookie of the Month for October, was made a healthy scratch for the second consecutive game. November 8th. Kraken acquired Daniel Sprong from Canucks. The Seattle Kraken have acquired forward Daniel Sprong from the Vancouver Canucks in exchange for future considerations. Sprong, who had 21 goals for the Kraken 2 seasons ago, is known for his scoring ability. The Kraken, struggling to find consistent offense, hope Sprong can provide a boost. November 7th. Flyers Matvei Michkov to be healthy scratch. The Philadelphia Flyers decided to scratch 19-year-old rookie Matvei Michkov from the lineup for the first time in his NHL career. Coach John Tortorella explained that this was part of the development process, with Michkov needing to observe the game from the sidelines to improve his game. November 4th. Sharks Macklin Celebrini ready to return from injury. San Jose Sharks center and number 1 overall pick in the 2024 draft, Macklin Celebrini, is ready to return after aggravating an injury in the season opener. He had missed 12 games, but is now practicing with the top line. The Sharks are hoping his return can help turn around their early season struggles. October 30th. Sharks acquire Timothy Liljegren from Maple Leafs. The San Jose Sharks have acquired defenseman Timothy Liljegren from the Toronto Maple Leafs in exchange for Matt Benning, a 2025 third-round pick, and a 2026 sixth-round pick. Liljegren, who has had limited playtime this season, will be a valuable addition to the Sharks' young defensive core. October 29th. Utah acquires Olli Maatta from Red Wings. The Utah Hockey Club has addressed a critical need by acquiring veteran defenseman Olli Maatta from the Detroit Red Wings in exchange for a third-round pick. Utah has struggled defensively, and Maatta, with nearly 700 NHL games under his belt, should provide immediate help. October 28th. Maple Leafs sign Jake McCabe to 5-year extension. The Toronto Maple Leafs have extended defenseman Jake McCabe for 5 years at $4.51 million annually. McCabe, acquired in 2023 from the Chicago Blackhawks, has been a steady contributor and is expected to play a significant role on the Leafs' blue line going forward. October 26th. Penguins send Tristan Jarry to AHL. The Pittsburgh Penguins have sent goalie Tristan Jarry to the AHL for a conditioning stint following early season struggles. Jarry had a 5.47 goals against average and .836 save percentage in 3 games before being sent down. October 25th. Rangers Alexis Lafreniere gets 7-year extension. The New York Rangers have signed Alexis Lafreniere to a 7-year extension worth $7.45 million annually. Lafreniere, the number 1 overall pick in 2020, broke out last season with 28 goals and 57 points, and is expected to be a cornerstone for the Rangers for years to come. October 24th, Golden Knights Shea Theodore signs 7-year extension. The Vegas Golden Knights have signed defenseman Shea Theodore to a 7-year extension worth $7.425 million annually. Theodore, 29, is the franchise's top-scoring defenseman and has been essential to the team's success since its inception. October 23rd, Utah Sean Durzi John Marino out long-term after surgery. The Utah Hockey Club will be without key defensemen Sean Durzi and John Marino for extended periods after they undergo surgery. Durzi is expected to miss 4 to 6 months after shoulder surgery, while Marino will miss 3 to 4 months after back surgery. October 22nd, Panthers give coach Paul Maurice contract extension. Florida Panthers head coach Paul Maurice has received a multi-year contract extension following his success, including a Stanley Cup win in his second season with the team. Maurice's 29 playoff wins are a franchise record. October 17th, Stars Jake Oettinger signs 8-year contract extension. The Dallas Stars have secured goalie Jake Oettinger with an 8-year, $66 million contract extension, cementing him as their long-term starting goalie. Oettinger has been a key figure in the Stars' playoff runs over the past 2 seasons. October 12th, Alexander Barkov, Macklin Celebrini injured. Florida Panthers captain Alexander Barkov will miss 2 to 3 weeks due to a leg injury, while San Jose Sharks' Macklin Celebrini is out week to week with a lower body injury. Both injuries come early in the season, creating challenges for their teams.